to the ABC Podcast.
Always be cool.
The show where your hosts, DC and BK, showcase your local business and real estate pros going gangbusters in leadership, community involvement, and just being cool.
Here are your hosts, serial entrepreneurs, mortgage experts at Summit Lending, and partners in crime, Darren Copeland and Bobby Kerr.
All right, everybody, it's the Always Be Cool podcast, hanging out in the Summit Lending Studios with your hosts, Bobby Kerr, Darren Copeland.
What's up, everyone?
Today's special guest, local artist in Kansas City and events manager for Kansas City's own BOULEVARDIA, Miss Jess ROGERS in the house.
All right, everyone, here we go. She's a native of South Florida, event and creative director for O'Neill Events and Marketing. They help manage the Chiefs Super Bowl parade, Bobby, which is pretty freaking awesome.
Heck yeah.
Today, we are chatting about BOULEVARDIA. It's Kansas City's biggest urban street festival, and it's on June 16th and 17th. There's over 50 musical acts, food vendors, and over 45 breweries. The lineups of the breweries are absolutely incredible. All around awesome lady, Jess ROGERS. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Thanks for being here. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Are you pretty jacked up about another huge event coming up in a few weeks?
Yeah, I'm pretty jacked.
Yeah.
And then we have like 3 more back to back right after
Do
it.
you
so
really?
it's like, where's the light at the end of the tunnel?
Right.
Wow.
Just trying to get there.
You guys manage some pretty big like events, festivities. I mean, this is a huge undertaking, right? So for those of you who might be listening, tell them a little bit more about BOULEVARDIA and like, you know, just the mass huge success that it's become.
I mean, BOULEVARDIA really was like the brainchild of the head of marketing of Boulevard, my boss, and a few like really awesome community members at a time when craft brewery was like really popping off. And Boulevard, I think, had just got bought by Duval. I don't really know how to say it.
Right.
And they were like, let's do an event for the community. They made it a nonprofit. A lot of people don't know that, but the festival is actually a nonprofit run by a board, and it's really cool. People should get involved. But
Intent.
yeah,
Right.
it's
We'll plug.
fun. And they started the taps and taste portion of the festival, which is like the beer and foodie part of it. Yeah, and it has over like 45 breweries, I think, from all over the world, really. And
Right.
then really amazing local food pairings. I think like 18 restaurants, like Earl's Premier, whoop whoop,
Nice.
Gus's Fried Chicken, you know,
Yes.
Arthur Bryant's, Guy's Deli. I mean, Andre's
Phenomenal.
Chocolates, like the best food ever. And you basically are just like living your best life for like 5 hours. People come out of that. We're always like, the zombies have descended. when people leave Taps and Taste, I guess that's like the goal. But people are just like walking through the streets like giant
Gluttons.
full bellies.
Yes.
Yes. And
Yes.
just like straight for the ride shares.
Oh, yeah, that's
It's
good.
just like,
Right.
yeah, but it's really fun. And so then from there, they were like, we want local artists involved. That's how I got involved, like year 1, I think it was 2014. Because I was like running these like artist markets at the time. And so they're like, get that lady involved. And so we built that part. It's called the Maker Village. And it was like when a lot of local small businesses were really starting in Midtown and downtown Kansas City. And we were able to showcase them and really give a lot of those businesses the platform to open their brick and mortars. Like it
very
was a
nice.
really cool, we had crazy attendance. You know, it was like 40,000 people out the gate. You know, it's
At the
just
first
like,
BOULEVARDIA?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
it
Really?
had like massive success. I
That was
I
one
don't
of
wanna-
one
I-
of 40,000.
That was amazing.
See, and it was in the stockyards, and it was like a lot of people were really scared of the stockyards for a really long time in the West Bottoms area. So it brought people back down there, and those vintage markets were going on. It just had this like kismet, you know, when it started, and it's evolved, and then it stopped for 2 years with pandemic. And last year was our first year back, and we were in a new location, which is Crown Center.
Nice.
It's amazing there.
It's a great partner. And I was like a diehard West Bottoms person, and I love it. I love it in Crown Center. It is because there's all these different like islands and pockets of areas to check out. There's way more shade.
Right.
There's an entire park which is super breezy. And it's just, it has a cool vibe, and the branding is really fun. Whiskey design. Whoop, whoop. It's just really fun festival. And we like to, you know, encourage people. It's not just a beer festival. I think the name really throws people, but it's, yes, there's a beer and food festival within it, but there are 6 stages of musical acts. like over 60 bands and this like amazing silent disco that has a ton of DJs throughout the weekend. And like,
Is that the one where they have like the headphones and
Yeah, it was
a
a
certain color?
Yes.
Talk
Yeah.
about the silent disco for a second.
Yes.
Yes. So Silent Disco this year sponsored by Monster Energy.
Whoop, whoop.
Yep. They are bringing out this guy
Nice.
Balloonski who like does these balloon sculptures, and he's going to decorate the whole ice terrace at Crown Center with these like crazy balloon sculptures that will probably be on our branding. Our branding are kind of these like goofy monsters that accentuate your senses. Whiskey design. It's like your, taste, ears, listening, all of your senses. And we like to just tell people to like come and explore. You may not know all the names on the musical lineup, but they're all awesome.
Yeah.
Like I've been like checking a lot of them out. Like I know a lot of the local, but some of the national ones, I was like, who is this? And it's just like good.
It is
Like
actually
just like walk around and explore,
It sounds like they have an amazing lineup, but even more than that, even more reason to line up your ride share for the weekend or the night because of the tastings and just the food alone, right?
We do hotel packages.
You know what?
I saw that VIP package.
Just saying.
Since you're on that, because we were checking out the website. Website's very cool, and I know there's a huge, a discount for people to go and sign up early. But why don't you take a second and talk about some of those different packages? Because I did see like one was like VIP, like look straight up legit VIP.
Yeah, I could start there. VIP sponsored by Proper Cannabis. Whoop, whoop. Great partner. They were our VIP sponsor last year as well. It's this like big 2-story structure that they take like a week building, and it is faced right at the main stage. And so you're like right there. There's a little bit of grass between you with some furniture. And this year there's all kinds of like activations happening throughout the weekend. Like Friday night, there's like a performance by Quixotic in that space. And then Honeybee, which is an edible brand by Proper Cannabis, is doing edible inspired flavored cocktails all weekend. You get 3 drink tickets, you get a swag bag, you get a live muralist will be in the space, comfy furniture. Oh, samples by Green Egg. They're doing sliders a couple times throughout the weekend. It's fun.
There's a lot.
There's a bunch.
Private restrooms, air conditioned.
That's huge.
That's
air
legit.
conditioned.
As someone who's been to Boulevardia a bunch when it's really hot, you never know how Father's Day weekend's going to go. It's either going to be like super beautiful and 80 degrees, or it's going to be 100 degrees.
Straight up roasting.
It's always hot.
And it's always hot. And
There's going to be
having the private
16
restrooms.
misting machines on site this year that like spray water, or you can crank them up or down. Sorry, I got it. Plug that because people are so scared because of the heat. But Washington Square Park is really nice and breezy, and there will be lots of misters, especially in VIP.
Right.
There's 6.
More
I
reason.
laid it out. Yeah.
More reason. Is there still availability for someone like Bobby
Friday and Saturday night.
to buy VIP?
Let me know. Boulevardia.com.
That's right. We're gonna get lots of plugs in here. Actually, I wanted to give as you should. I wanted to give a little bit of shout out to. I don't know if this is new for this year, but somebody on the team has created a Spotify playlist for Boulevardia that features the artists that are going to be featured. Now, obviously, the music is such a big integral part of the festival that's important to talk about. And so today, for someone like me who's a little bit more rock and roll and got some good country vibes, like I listened to the playlist for 4 hours this morning and just had it going while I was working, and it was phenomenal. The entire playlist, whether it's EDM or whether it was any kind of genre, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's incredible. We work with our local booker, Chris Sagarian. He puts that playlist together.
Gotcha.
He is the bridge. He's all over. He's in the music community, Chris Sagarian. He's awesome. I believe he does that playlist. Maybe some others help him with it too. He also does these Tuesday night features at the Boulevard Tours and Rec building that features artists. I think it's once a month on Tuesdays. Where he features artists from Boulevardia, but also a ton of other local artists. He's just great. So yeah, he puts that together.
That's awesome. So I think there's one kind of overarching theme, and I think it's important to talk about this in case somebody is like listening to this and they're like, what the hell is Boulevardia?
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, some people that live in
festival.
Kansas City may live under a rock and they've never heard of it.
Oh yeah.
But I think there's one sentence that I read that kind of summarizes what exactly Boulevardia is. And basically, it's a festival that's deepening the sense of community among Kansas Citians through the promotion of our city's unique flavors, because we've got a lot of those, and culture, and contributing to the vitality of the great Midwest, like dropping bombs Yeah, you want to steal that?
Look at that.
I don't know.
That was really good.
I can't take credit for it. I just copy and pasted.
Yeah.
We'll give you a copy of it.
Yeah.
You can have that.
But I believe
Let's
it's on the
do that.
website.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, so we wrote that.
Which would
That's
be-
our mission
yeah,
statement.
It's good. Yeah.
Good job. Good
So-
job.
That's on the website.
So you guys
That's
started
weird.
out 40,000 people that came to the first one,
Yeah.
right? How many are you guys expecting at this one that's coming up?
Hopefully just as many. Last year we did good, especially for coming back from a pandemic
Yeah,
year.
because there was nothing in 2020,
right.
right?
Or
Or 2021, right?
So 2022 and new location. It did good. Excuse me.
No, you're fine.
It did good last year. So I don't know. I don't really like to put numbers because it's like
I bet it's more than.
Oh, I think it will
I
be.
hope it's more and more all the time, just so people like checking it out because it's awesome.
Well, I think more and more people, back in the day, Kansas City as a town was basically suburbia, right? Everyone did everything in the suburbs, right? And now over the last several years, everything is just coming back to downtown. And I think it's really going to explode because people are used to going back downtown. We've had, World Series parades, Super Bowl parades, and, we had the NFL draft, just recently. So
we do all those. We do all the parades.
That's
We've done all the
amazing.
parades, O'Neill Events and Marketing.
Whoop, whoop.
They've done all the parades.
Right.
We did the draft. We did some great 5 hospitality events during the draft.
Really?
And I snuck into parts of the stage I shouldn't have been in.
It's amazing.
But
I thought I
just
saw
walked
you on
right in.
TV.
Right?
Oh, probably.
We saw someone
Probably.
very similar to you, like running backstage.
Oh, funny. I didn't do that far,
No.
but I got right up close to it. And I just walked in like I own the place. I had
Right.
credentials, but not
Right.
the ones to be in the area I was in. And one of our sponsors, who I will not name, who's also a friend, called us out. Was like, "You are not supposed to be in here."
Better to ask for forgiveness.
You know what? We really should have met several weeks ago because that would have been a blast.
No kidding.
Right?
No
Yeah,
kidding.
that was super fun. Motley Crue walked right in front of me, and one of them spit on the one that was married to Pamela Anderson, Tommy Lee.
Mm.
The one with the kind of mullet, the black mullet.
Mhm.
He spit on Tommy Lee right in front of me, and I got it on video. I was like, cool.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to guess that actually may not have been a thing of endearment because I don't know that they're getting along very well these days.
Oh, well.
So,
Egos.
right.
Egos.
Nikki Sixx spitting on Tommy
I
Lee.
think it was like fountain water. I don't know.
That's hilarious.
It felt dramatic.
Right. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, talk about that for a second. I mean, the company that you're with, I mean, those are some huge undertakings and putting together. So let's just talk about the most recent thing with the Chiefs Super Bowl parade. Like, what does that look like? Right. Like, are
From
you
the schematics point?
Yeah, like-
So we are a 4-women team. We're only 4 people.
Wow.
So for the parades, we get absorbed by the Sports Commission of Kansas City. Amazing organization. Support them. Kathy Nelson is like, incredible. But we get absorbed by them. So we join their team and we bring on like our expertise and like logistical things and things like parades and security. We gather all the heads of all of the organizations of the city. It's city, county, police, fire, transportation, every department you can think of, all gathers and we all have this meeting and we kind of make an overall plan. And then our company, O'Neill Events, and the Sports Commission kind of take it from there.
So how did you get involved with event planning and especially getting teamed up with O'Neill and being plugged in with so many great opportunities? Obviously, this is not something that I feel like you can plan for per se. So maybe just talk about your journey.
Yeah, and it doesn't happen overnight, which is important. I came to Kansas City kind of accidentally after going to art school in Savannah, Georgia. SCAD. Whoop, whoop. Loved it there. But I kind of ended up here because one of my best friends from college was from here. And this is like where life brought me. And I got involved with the art community. And I saw a hole. I saw people around me making things. And my field was like fiber and textile design, which is like when Etsy was starting and put a bird on it and design sponge and all these DIY things. And so people were making all these things. And I was like, there's no outlet for it. Where are they selling their stuff? They're having to like give away half of it to sell it for someone else to sell it, So I started these like pop-up markets in the parking lot next to the restaurant I worked at the time, which was the Genesee Royale Bistro in the West Bottoms. Whoop, whoop. Love it. It was the best. So I kind of teamed with my boss, Todd Schulte. And we started this like little market for people and made it super cheap. And just like people started like selling their stuff and it kind of grew from there. People recognized me doing that. And then like the pitch hired me. And then O'Neill hired me for Boulevardia. And like, it just kind of like went from there. People from Denver hired me.
That's
just because I'm like good with artists because I am one, but I'm also kind of this like, I wouldn't call myself a unicorn, but like also administrative and logistical also. And that kind of like feeds that brain. So it kind of works accidentally.
Right. Cause you have to be
not what I went to art school for, not what I paid a lot of money and have been in debt for until last year.
Right. But to do something like that, you have to be very highly intelligent and organized in order to pull some of those things off. I mean,
and mostly keep your cool.
Right. Level-headed, right?
Because
something's always going to go wrong.
Fires. You have to think, you have to be a problem solver, which I think is like the artist brain, is you just have to come up with a solution. Like you can't get involved and get upset about it. You just got to like fix it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point. Speaking of the pitch and sewing, how about that transition? Weren't you featured on the cover of the pitch once for some of your stuff, like almost a decade ago?
Mm-hmm.
But I came across that. First of all, I came across some work that you'd done sewing.
Mm-hmm.
And as a musician myself, as a touring musician who wears different outfits and jackets,
I can make you something.
I need something badass that's got my name.
She's your gal.
I think she's my gal.
I can totally help you out.
I literally wrote it down in the notes. I said, cover of the pitch, sewing specialty, ? Soulshine and Bob Jovi jackets.
Yes.
Right. There you go.
So we're going to have to talk about that.
Done. I like specialty projects like that now. That's kind of what I have time for. I'm into it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, you're probably going to have some time after this event, in mid-June, right? Is it like a big build-up, or is it just off to the next event?
Well, normally it would kind of be dead after Boulevardia, but we took on the KC Current as a client this year. Whoop, whoop. Love them. I grew up playing soccer. It blows my mind that there's going to be a female stadium in Kansas City. I didn't even know it was an option when I was growing up. So it's like really, really cool. We did their groundbreaking event in October. We love them. We support them. They're incredible. So we are doing their topping off party. It's where they put the last beam on the structure. It's a construction party and media event.
That's a big deal.
But it's like 2 days after Boulevardia.
Oh, wow. So you're like simultaneously planning both?
Oh, yeah. But it's kind of always like that. You're always working on 3 or 4 projects at a time. Like you're kind of always doing that. So you just have to like, next week will be crunch time. We're good now.
Well, you'll be like fairly busy, but it's not like you're probably going to have to worry about a World Series parade later this year. Anything like that. October is going to be open. That'll be
October's
free.
busy. So that's good.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
So on the team, like obviously Boulevardia is known for the beer, right? We've got 45 different beer vendors. Like that's incredible. We've got a couple, Boulevard obviously being featured here in Kansas City, but I mean, I don't have them all in front of me, but some big time players.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, big time. So
check out the website, boulevardia.com.
I think
there's so many.
I think Sierra Nevada was one of them.
Oh, yeah, Sierra Nevada, the 4-6s, like the ranch that's featured in Yellowstone, like those guys are on there.
Major players.
So some major players, but between that and between all the culinary treats and the big time artists that are coming in, like, is this really a team of 4 that's like somebody's booking all the musicians and somebody's getting in touch with all these different brewers to make this happen? Because this is an incredible backstory that I think many people are going to be really interested to hear.
Right. Yes. So 4 of us, we can stay so small because we subcontract everything. We get the people who are best at what they do.
Got it.
And we have them do their thing. And we kind of oversee and manage that. And we each kind of have our specialty, right? Like my boss is she works with the staging and production and bars and kind of tenting and stuff like that. And then my other coworker does ticketing and volunteer and staffing. And then my other coworker kind of supports her in those things. And then I kind of do creative direction and booking of artists and entertainment and roaming entertainment, I would say, things like that. Conceptual things like thinking of different special experiences, handling VIP, a little bit of sponsorships, things like that.
Everybody's got their hat. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Merch.
So what about this? Because I was thinking about this earlier. This has become such a big deal. So how do you guys decide? So you have over 45 breweries that want to get in on this, right? So do you have to set a certain number of hey guys, this is the cutoff of this is how many, or can you just keep adding? If they want to come, you can find room for them.
I'm not honestly sure on the on that because Boulevard actually kind of handles taps and tastes. They curate it. So they reach out to their fellow brewers that they have relationships with.
That's cool.
And invite people. Yeah. And some people have returned a bunch. Some people trade in and out. It depends where they are in the world and like everything, you know, but it's really collaborative and really, really cool. And it showcases, it exposes people to a lot of different brands out there that they might not know about. And a lot of like old Boulevard employees are now at like a bunch of other breweries, and they all come back, and it's like
reunion.
a cool reunion.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, you know, Bobby and I, we're big team players. So, you know, if we need to be volunteers on any taste testing, you know, anything, you know, let us know. We're fine to come out, because I know that can be daunting, and we would like to chip in.
Yes, I will make note of that for sure.
She brought us some nice passes and some food tickets and drink tickets.
Yeah, you'll be tasting and drinking.
She already hooked us up pretty well, and not to mention the fact that the Always Be Cool podcast gets to be part of the event is something that we are very, very proud of.
Absolutely.
And, you know, I think we got some good attention today. We officially announced it today across social media. And so, and a lot of people are pretty excited. So actually, you mentioned a little bit ago about volunteers. And there's actually, I'm going to give out a link, and then we can talk a little bit about what is needed for something like this to happen. But if we go to boulevardia.com/get, GET-involved, that's an opportunity for people to say, raise their hand. I would like to be part of this and volunteer my services. So talk about what kind of volunteer opportunities are available.
Oh, it's like all across the board. We have people helping run VIP. We have people helping like me with decor. We have people running the roller skating party. We have people like helping at the gates. We have people all over the place. You get to sign up. There's all kinds of positions. You can like do it to what you're interested in. It's really fun. You get 2 tickets. And a t-shirt. That's cute. The shifts aren't very long, which is nice. So you get to come for a little bit, work for 3 or 4 hours, and then enjoy yourself.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, it's a blast. We have a lot of people that return every year.
I bet.
I should also mention that all of our bars at Boulevardia, there are 10 bars on site. Each one of them supports a nonprofit in town. All of the tips raised over the weekend go to the nonprofit. The nonprofit does work the bar for the weekend.
Yes. Actually, I learned that.
They keep all of their tips, and it's really impressive. We've gifted, I think, like, what did I put together? I think it was like over $700,000 to local charities since the first year.
Wow.
Because it's always been part of the mission. And I don't think we talked about it for a while. And we're like, oh, we should definitely like promote
that's kind of important. Yeah, for sure. I mean, and so when we broadcast live from the show or from the festival, that's who we get to interview is some of the heads of those nonprofits to talk about their role in the community and how people coming to Boulevardia help serve their mission.
Right.
So that's, and actually a couple of the ones that are on our list, I'm really, really, really excited about. So
yeah, all 3 of the guests I think that you're booked for right now are very, very impressive folks in the city and have started many things and help everyone from artists to people suffering with cancer to animals.
Yep. Casey Pet Project.
Yes. Yep. Casey Pet Project, Midwest Music Foundation, and Head for the Cure.
Yes.
And
those
really
are our
impressive
3.
folks.
That's perfect.
Yeah. It's going to be great.
Now, are they going to have like the Pet Project, or they have animals to adopt there?
Oh, I think we did that one year.
Because I could totally see that. I just want to know if I need to invite my wife or not.
Happening. Maybe it could in the park. I could see it.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
That would be a good thing to do. Actually, we do have an area of grass.
Right.
We're trying to get volleyball beach out.
That'd be awesome.
There you go.
Nothing like getting drunk and adopting a pet.
Right. And pulling a muscle while you're playing volleyball or something.
Geez.
Right.
Just all of it all at once.
Let's throw a party.
All the time.
I thought of something when we're talking about the volunteer opportunities. Like, what an incredible opportunity if you're a young artist in this town and you're looking to get some exposure to some major players in this space of whether, like you said, decor or merch. These are things that people actually have a legitimate involvement in, that they want to be part of on a bigger scale. So God, what a great opportunity to just come and learn and watch and do, right?
Exactly.
And just do it.
What and how many stores does she say they started out with, like a booth, and then now they have
got their own
like a regular location, right?
Definitely. a lot of my Normal Human, EB and Co, Whiskey and Bone, like all these little small business people doing it out of their houses and stuff, which that's incredible, you know, but like grew it because there was just such good support. Sandlot.
If somebody wants to, like, let's say somebody's got a boutique, you know, clothing line, and they want to get involved next year, right? Because obviously it's too late at this point for this year, but they want to get involved for 2020.
Unless you have a mobile business you want to bring out, I can still take you.
There you go.
Good plug.
That is a good plug, right? But if somebody wanted to prep, right? Like, I want to be ready in 12 months for next year. What's the process like, whether it's a boutique store owner or for a musician, or there's lots of people in the city that say, I want to be part of that next year. So what's the best way to get involved?
Well, I think we launch applications in like January or February. We call it the Maker Village application, and it's for small business owners. It started like super like maker, but now it's like also designer. You may not be making everything yourself, but you're like designing things and artisan goods and, you know, everything, t-shirts, apparel. Very cool.
Art,
that's amazing.
All kinds of stuff. Yeah.
No, is there also like on the food side, on the vendors, is it like actual like food trucks, or is that how it's set up?
Yeah, there'll be 15 food trucks,
all right,
all kinds of different food. And also the shops at Crown Center are open. So you have all those indoor air conditioned food options as well.
Good to know. Good to know. Okay. So not to put you on the spot, but what is like one or two can't miss food trucks that you would love to shout out there? Too much? Too much pressure?
No. I say all of them, but I love Schmecka's.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, that's my go-to festival food. I eat that every
beer.
festival, and there's never lines. And it's just really delicious.
Yeah,
gotta give him the love Frank.
Right.
I mean, everyone does a good job. Who else am I really, really excited about? Wolfpack Barbecue. They're bringing out a smoker, and they have like a huge rig. It's like 40 feet long. And they make really good stuff. We just worked with them on this 420 Fest that we did recently, and they were like our partner in that.
420 Fest. What is that all about? I'm just kidding. I think I figured it out.
It's funny.
Let's talk a little bit about the music lineup. Now, as a musician and Darren's a huge fan of music, obviously too, there has been just this massive list of major players. And what I enjoyed watching today, or looking at today, was looking at all the past lineups. And, you know, you've always got the headliner at the top, right? Big and bold. And just like, look at old school concert posters from like the 60s, and you've got, you know, let's just say like Woodstock, you've got Jimi Hendrix at the top, right? And then at the bottom, you've got these up and coming bands. And so Boulevardia is the same. I look at 2014, 2015, these bands that are huge now were like little tiny teeny print as like an opening act at Boulevardia. For instance, in the past couple of years, we've had Nathaniel Ratliff and the Night Sweats, Dashboard Confessional, DJ Jazzy Jeff, Tech Nine, George Clinton, the Struts, one of my local favorites, Katie Guillen and the Girls, Gin Blossom, Soul Asylum, Big Head Todd. Holy cow. Like, this is an incredible lineup. What a great opportunity to come. Here's some great music, eat some great food, drink some beer, meet some new friends, have that sense of community in Kansas City that this is all about. Like, this is a party you don't want to miss. People.
This is a big deal.
Yeah, it's a party. It's just really fun.
And I think the word is continuing to get out there, that people will learn more about this, go out there. And just like Bobby was saying, like, save your program, because you're going to look back in a few years and be like, wow, I saw that group there. They were rock stars, right? So I have to bring this up. Otherwise, Allison would kill me if I didn't. So my better half is a roller derby girl.
Oh, fun.
And she's been doing it for a decade, right? Fun, and she helped form kind of what Kansas City Roller Derby is today. And so a lot of our friends have done that for the Fountain City Roller Derby League. So let's talk a little bit about the skating party and how that came about. You guys, and because when I told her that was happening, once I heard that we were selected to be part of it this year, I said, "Oh my gosh, they're doing a skating party!" And she just lit up, right? So let's talk about the skating party, because that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I played roller derby in college and a little bit after
way.
college in
Amazing.
Savannah. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I was a jammer. Very proud of that.
Nice.
I still have.
So you're a speedster.
Oh yeah, I still wear my speed skates. I skate all the time. My two sons roller skate. We do it all during pandemic. We found these outdoor rinks. We went all the time. No, I love it. And so when Boulevardia came back last year, I saw that ice terrace and it was the silent disco. And I was like, can a couple hours during the day people come with their skates on?
Mm-hmm.
And we made a rink and I liked the Wynwood Skate Center.
They're awesome.
Love them. And they also own Legacy Skates. So I just called them and was like, hey, you want to do a skate party? And they were like, yeah. And so they do the sign up and the rentals through their company. And then this year, they're even going to bring a DJ from Wynwood out to DJ during that time. It's Saturday, June 17th, 1 to 3 p.m.
It's right in the middle of our podcast.
There you go.
So we're going to finish our show and go over there and do some skating.
Yes,
like maybe next year they should do like a roller derby. Like
I know.
event.
Well, Allison,
it's not too late.
Right.
To do a derby event.
Something. I don't know.
Right.
It's not too late.
If you're bringing that, this is now on air.
I mean, this is what I live for.
So it is written, so it shall be done.
I'm just saying, we can just at least talk about it.
Okay, that would be amazing because that was the first thing Allison said. She was like, next year we should do a live derby event
all day,
and that would be entertaining. That would be awesome.
You would get more people down there.
Oh, that'd be
promote
amazing.
the living heck out of that.
I don't know why we're saying next year. I mean, let's just talk about it.
Okay, we can talk about it.
All right. Cool.
Hey, so what was your derby name?
Jessica Ravid.
Ravid? Is that what it? Yeah, nice.
Like the rabbit.
Nice.
Can you say that?
Right.
Allison's name is Pippi Strong Blocking.
I love that. I love the names. Mine was not that creepy.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh. This is going to be such a great time.
And tell the listeners, okay, as we want to be mindful of your time. Where can they go again to get the tickets, the discount, and like get ahead of this so they can get this planned out over the next couple weeks?
Yeah, just boulevardia.com. Or if you're on Instagram, it's BLVDIA, Boulevardia. There's some really cool like AR graphics and filters and games and stuff that Whiskey Design has designed for the festival that you can access through Instagram. There's an app that you should download if you're coming to the festival because it has everything you need to know down to what each bar menu is because they all have different products, but some cross over a bunch. And okay, very exciting at the bars. We're doing more cocktails. So it's not just all beer, folks. Okay. So you seltzer ladies and Corks men and people stuff. And everyone, yes, come out. And we're doing cork tails with vodka and with 360 vodka. And then we're doing and then we're doing Una Familia tequila, like corkerita. So like a margarita, but
nice.
That's really cool.
Man, some good stuff happening this year.
Man, it sounds exciting. I mean, like.
There's also an NA bar. I do want to say there's also a non-alcoholic bar that we're doing because we saw this happening a lot in our community and beyond. And we're like, we want people to also come out and not feel like excluded. So there's a whole NA dedicated bar where we got 5 different NA brands from around the country to give us product and come and show up and support it. And so that is also very exciting.
So the app's a no-brainer. So you can get the menus of the food,
everything,
the bars, and I'm assuming
it has pop-up notifications when different things like the skate party is happening. When every session at the podcast thing is happening, it'll pop up on people's phone and let them know.
Right, and also probably which bands are on which stage, so they can go find the location.
That's sure.
Perfect.
Yeah,
right
man.
All the
tickets
stuff.
Right now, $40, correct, for general admission.
Last day, so I don't think this is airing live, but tomorrow.
I was gonna drop it live today, so it's
done.
Go live
okay,
today.
Well done. Get them tonight, folks, by midnight. Right. But tomorrow is June 1st.
It is,
and they go up to $50, which is still such a deal.
It is
such a deal,
especially if you go and watch. I mean, you've got the opportunity to watch 25 bands in a day. Like it's incredible.
Yeah,
it's just incredible.
It's a no-brainer.
Get a hotel, make it a weekend, do it right.
Get an Uber.
Be smart. There's lots of rideshare drops and pickups.
Can we talk a little bit before we shut down the ride to Boulevardia?
Yes.
Yeah. So go ahead. I'll let you.
Yeah, you can. There's a whole bicycle route race ride. That is put together. The tickets are on the website, and it's really incredible. I think it supports also another nonprofit. These guys have been a part of it since year one. They're so gracious. They're great. ride to Boulevardia. And you do it on Saturday morning, and then they get there kind of right when the fest starts, and you get some drink tickets and I think a food voucher and a special jersey, like those bike jerseys. And it's really cool.
Do I get bike shorts?
Amazing. Oh, maybe you could get
biking shorts.
No one wants to see that, brother.
That's amazing.
Let it go.
Well, anything else that we've not covered that we want to use to promote the festival?
Yes. Check your notes. We got the price, how to get it. You got your whoops out to everyone, right?
Yeah. Visit the podcast stage in Washington Square Park.
That's right.
Featuring 10 podcasts and lots of guests who are also still to be determined, the whole list.
Thank you for determining our guests already. That helps.
We
I already communicated with all of them today.
So we could prep.
That's right.
Yes.
Very good. Awesome. Well, guys, Boulevardia is scheduled for June 16th and 17th, 2023. Ticket and ticket packages are still on sale right now at boulevardia.com for $40 a person. That ends tonight at midnight, May 31st. Starting June 1st, those are going up to $50. Boulevardia.com/get-involved if you'd like to volunteer. What a great opportunity. On Facebook, find them at Boulevardia, spelled out the full word. But if you go to Instagram, TikTok, or Twitter, as Jess said, it's at BLVDIA, pronounced how?
Boulevardia.
Boulevardia.
With the accent.
That's right. Yes. Man, anything else, Jess? This has been awesome.
No, thanks, guys.
You did a great job.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us. Very much. Well, this has been the Always Be Cool podcast with Bobby Kerr and Darren Copeland. Today's special guest, Miss Jess Rogers, events manager for Boulevardia and O'Neill Marketing. Be sure to subscribe and leave a 5-star review of the show wherever you listen to your podcasts. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Always Be Cool Podcast. Everybody, be cool. Take care.
See you guys.
If you are hearing this message, you've listened to the entire episode. And for that, Darren and Bobby thank you from the bottom of their hearts.
They hope you enjoyed this new episode. And if you did, please leave them a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever else you're listening. Please share this episode with others who may be interested in our community.
Also, feel free to let DC and BK know which business or community leaders you'd like to see covered in future episodes. Get in touch in the comments or on social media. See you next time for a new episode. And remember, always be cool.
This podcast is powered by Summit Lending, NMLS number 1850081, Equal Housing Lender.